Okay, so as I told, today's class, we'll first discuss the whatever problem has been given, what could be the correct answer, and then we'll move to our new lessons. Let us begin then. Let other people join in between. So this one, okay, we have given the compound to find out what could be the name in IUPAC nomenclature or Hans-Widman nomenclature. This one, the correct nomenclature will be like this. Okay. So what will be your base? The base will be furan, because your oxygen is there. Okay, between oxygen and sulfur, you have to give preference to the oxygen. Okay, so that's why you have furan as the base. Now the joint position, the later what it will be based on the furan. Okay, so you have this is A and this is B, so that's why you have B. Now look at the B, how people write. Okay, B should be in italic. Okay, a bit bent italic. Now other part, you have pyran, and then pyran S is, O is replaced by S, so we call it thiopyran. Okay, so thiopyran, from there you are having the prefix as thiopyrano. Okay, so this is thiopyrano, and then when we have this number, that you have to be careful. That number will come based on the this thiopyran system. Okay, so you give the number 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the junction is having 2, 3 connection. Now 3 here, it is close to oxygen, so that's why your orientation should be 3, 2. Okay, now if you don't have, like if you have nitrogen and other system like oxygen, sulfur, then you have to take this letter based on the nitrogen. The orientation should be based on nitrogen. Which one will be closer to nitrogen? That one you have to take at the beginning. Okay, now how to give the 7H? That will come completely the different numbering. Okay, the different numbering, how it will come? It will come the overall numbering around the periphery. Okay, so that number I told you have to start nearby junction. If you have the heteroatom, you have to take that one and give the number in such way that all the heteroatoms are getting minimum number. Now if I give from here, okay, 1, I have to first complete that ring, then I have to move to another ring. So if I start from here, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if I come from, so 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So this is your overall numbering. Now if I come from sulfur, I can take from sulfur side also, because this is also heteroatom. If I take from here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now look at the previous numbering. You have oxygen 1, sulfur 4, and this numbering, the latter numbering, you have sulfur 1, oxygen 5. So the latter one I will not consider, because your oxygen is getting more number. Okay, are you getting? I cannot start from here because you don't have heteroatom. Okay, already you have heteroatom nearby junction, so I have to start from heteroatom. So that's why the correct number you have is the previous one. Which one is the oxygen having 1, sulfur having 4, and then you have 7 position, you have the sp3 center. So that's why you have 7H, and H has to be italic. So I think it is clear to all of you. Now this one, which ring I should give preference? Both the ring are having nitrogen, so I have to give preference to the ring where you have more number of atom. Okay, heteroatom. Both are having nitrogen, so here I have more number of heteroatom, I should give the preference. So that's why oxazine. Okay, oxazine. So you have oxa as a, okay, and then in, okay, INE, because this is unsaturation is there. Okay, so oxazine, Now, what type of oxygen this is? Okay, you have 1 2. Your nitrogen can be here, then it will be 1 3. Okay, if oxygen is here, nitrogen is here, oxygen is here, and nitrogen is here, then you'll have 1 4. Okay, so this case, that's why you have to mention the number. So 1 2 oxygen. Now the D will come from oxygen alphabet. Okay, so this one I have to take A. Okay, then which one I have to take B? So B C D, B C D. From both sides it is coming same, so I have to take, this is D, no problem. Now this side you have pyridine, so pyrido. Okay, this is very straightforward, pyrido. This is 1 2 3. Okay, so 2 3 connection. Okay, 2 3 connection. Now you look at 3 is nearby oxygen, but 2 is nearby nitrogen. So what I told, this order will be 3 2 or 2 3. That will be based on the nearby ring. If you have nitrogen, you have to give preference to the nitrogen. So you have nitrogen here. With respect to nitrogen, 2 is closer. Okay, and 3 is far away. So you have to have 2 3 orientation. So this is 2 3, not 3 2. If you take from oxygen, it will be 3 2, and that is wrong. So you have 2 3. Okay, pyrido and 5 8, that is already you come to know. If I put 1 here, 2 3 4 5. Okay, 6 7 8, because you have heteroatom at the nearby junction, so I have to start from there. So 1 2, and if I give your hydrogen saturation is here, sp3, that is at 5 carbon. Okay, so that's why you have 5 H. So this is quite easy. This one, which one you will give the preference? You have here 2 nitrogen, here variation. Okay, both the system having nitrogen. Where you have more variation, that one you have to give the preference. So you have variation here, here there is no variation, same. Okay, so you have to take oxazole as your base system. Okay, so this is oxazole, azole, 5 members ring, so azole. Okay, oxazole. Now the D is coming. Okay, so you have A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D. You have to, according to this, you have to give in such a way that your heteroatom should be lower number. If you give this direction, if you reach, your nitrogen will be reaching at 4. Okay, if you reach this direction, your nitrogen you are reaching at 3. So that's why you have to move this direction to get the junction. So A, B, C, D. Okay, so you are getting D. That's why you have D. Now you have to find out what is this one. You have pyrazole. Okay, so pyrazolo. Okay. Now this one, you have to give the 3 4 4 3. Okay, so this is you give 1 2 3 4 5. This way, if you give 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let me assign the 4 3. So if you give 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so you have list number here 3 4. Now 4 is closer to nitrogen, so you have having 4 3. Okay, when one more thing you have to look at. This is, you look at, I have given 1 2 3 4 5, and if I give this direction, the junction is coming 4 5. So 3 4 is minimum with respect to junction, then 4 5. So that's why I am taking 3 4. Okay, 4 5 I cannot take, though I have the same number of heteroatoms numbering. So 1 2. Okay, if I start from here, it will be 1, this will be 2. If I start from here, it will be 1, this is 2. So nitrogen number is not changing, but the junction number is changing, 3 4 and 4 5. So which one I have to take? I have to take the least number of junctions. So that's why I'm taking 3 4. Okay, so now 4 is closer to nitrogen, so 4 3. And hydrogen, how you'll give the hydrogen? You have to give overall numbering. Now overall numbering, you look at, you have junction nearby here, here, here and here. So these three, this one, and this one, anywhere I can start, but I have to take in such a way that overall heteroatom number gets the minimum. That's one I have to accept. Okay, let us consider this direction. So we have 1, 2, then 3, then this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. So your overall heteroatom number is coming 1, 2, then coming 4 and 6, 4, 5, 6. So you come see, this is your numbering if I start from this NH. If I start from oxygen, you will have oxygen 1, this 2, 3. So you have 1, 3. Okay, 1, 3. Then you have 4, 5, 6. So 5, 6. Now the second position, you see, this is minimum. So this one I have to take. If I take from this nitrogen also, you have to finish this one. That is also coming 1, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again coming 4, 5. This 3. Okay, second position you have 2 here. So I have to consider this is the correct numbering. So 1, 2, 3. That's why you have nitrogen is having 1 hydrogen. So you have 1 H. Okay, this way you have you try to analyze others. Okay, I'm just giving the correct name so that you can match with your nomenclature and find out how many correct name you have given based on the previous classes. Okay, so this one you have methyl. So the methyl will come overall numbering. Okay, that you have to find out. So 3-methyl 7H thiopyrano, because this is pyran. If you replace the oxygen with sulfur, so you have thiopyrano. Then you have 3,2B furan. You have this one. You are getting oxazine. Okay, substituted chlorine. So that one is coming 3-chloro. If you give this one, you are having 5-bromo. Okay, oxazole, more variation. So that is becoming as the base. Here you have oxazole and thiazole. Which one I have to take as base? Okay, it is the oxazole, because oxygen you have to give the preference. So your oxazole is has been considered as the base, and then you follow the rulings to get this 5-bromo 2-chlorothiazole 5,4-deoxazole. This one, okay, you both cases you have double nitrogen.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
Sir, in thiazole, why we have not done numbering?
No,
1, 3.
which one?
Thiazole. In
2-chlorothiazole.
second
Okay.
last. Yes.
So 2-chlorothiazole you give. Okay, so that one that is a good question. So you can put the because you have a chance of position side by side. Okay, you can have nitrogen here. If you put here, so your position will be changed. Okay, so you can give the position here. Okay, so in this case, if you put oxazole, oxazole also you put here 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 3, and there also you put 1, 3. Okay, so that one you give. Yeah. So when you have multiple number, your positions are different. So better you give the numbering 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, the whatever it is, you give all those previous numbering. So that will be more clarifying. This case also, you see, you have 1, 4 and 1, 2. Now, which one I have to take the base? If the both cases same things are there, but just positions are different, where you see the lowest position, that one I have to consider as my base. So here you have 1, 2, here you have 1, 4. Okay, so 1, 2 I have to take my base. Okay, so it has a specific name, pyridazine. Okay, and 1, 4 we call it pyrazine. So you can consider pyridazine. Okay, and accordingly you put D or number. Okay, so this is also quite easy. In this case, you have to just give overall numbering to find out where is the methyl. Okay, so that is you have to remember. So if you start from here, if you look at because these two position you have to consider, because that two position you have the heteroatom. Okay, so if you start from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so this is coming at 8, and if you start from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now if you look at the previous 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and the later on whatever I did, in both cases your nitrogens are having the same number, 1 4 6 and 7, right? What you have the difference is the methyl number. In one case the methyl number you are getting as 5, another case the methyl number you are getting 8. So where you have the 5, that is the least number. Okay, so you have to consider that one. So that's why you will see the 5 methyl pyrazino. Then you have the pyridine system. This one, which one you have to take the base? The base you have to take more variation. So you have the variation here. That one you have to take as the base. Okay. So thiazole. So thiazole you are taking as the variation, and imidazole. So you have, this is imidazole, this is thiazole. Okay, so you are considering this way. Now here you look at the number 2 1. Okay, this 2 1 if you look at, okay, that is coming from the imidazole. So imidazole you have 1 2 3. Okay, so not this one. The imidazole you have this junction, you have the 1. Okay, this is 1, this 2, this is 3, because that junction you have the nitrogen. That is also the part of imidazole. So you have to give the numbering this way, 1 2 3. Now you look at the 2 is nearby sulfur, that's why you have 2 1. Okay, 2 1 thiazole. This one you have to find out the position of the methyl. Okay, you can start from here, you can start from here, and these two you don't have heteroatom, so we don't consider. So if you start from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, your nitrogen is coming at 6. If you start from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So both cases, if you start, the heteroatoms are coming 1 6 position. Okay, so now if you move from this direction, this position is coming 1 2 3 4. This is 4. But if you move in this direction, this is coming as 3. Okay, and so you are considering this direction. Okay, so 3 methyl imidazole. Now this is all about the naming. You just need to practice more according to ruling. It will be more convenient to you. So maybe 2 marks around you can have in the exam regarding the naming. Okay. Let us come to the new topic of today's discussion mainly. That is.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, the oxazole or isoxazole, that means 1 2 and 1 3 position. In which case we have to write iso, and in which case we have to write only oxazole.
No, this one if you give the number, you can just put oxazole. Okay, you put better. What I'll tell you, forget iso and oxazole. Better you put give the number. Okay, that will make everything clear. All are oxazole. Okay. So it's better you put 1 2 oxazole or 1 3 oxazole. In that way you put. Yes. So all of the things I missed that one. So you can better you just mention that one. Before that one you put the number. Okay. Number, and then you come up with your regular name. So that you consider. In that way, the local name you can forget. Yeah, you don't need to confuse. Okay, so now in heterocyclic chemistry, one of the most important part is the synthesis, and to do the synthesis, you need to know few important points. Okay, everything will be moving around those things. Okay, whatever synthesis you do, you will find everything is correlated. Okay, now one of the part is intermediate functional group. Okay, so important intermediate functional group. And those are, you know everything, but just to remind, those are the part which are very, very important for building the heterocyclic compound. Now, one of them is imine. Okay, you know imine, carbon nitrogen double bond. Okay, this is the structure. You can have the lone pair this side, that side. Okay, so I'm not going to this one. You know this one. You have another is enol. Okay, you have in and all. So this environment, that is intermediate we form generally in the reaction. Okay, that is very, very important. You have enolate. Okay, enolate. You have enamine. Okay, these are very, very important intermediate compound, which involve in the synthesis of heterocyclic ring. Now, imine formation, you know, if you have carbonyl, if you react with primary amine, so 1 degree amine, okay, so you will have imine formation. Okay, if I give the mechanism, you know already, this is NH2 is first going to attack, first protonation, and then NH2 is attacking tetrahedral intermediate. Okay, tetrahedral intermediate. Then you have lone pair on nitrogen is coming, water molecule is going off, and you have positive charges developed. Okay, and then this one can neutralize, and finally you'll have the imine. Okay, now here important thing is only for primary amine the imine formation will take place. In other case, other compound will take place. Okay, may form. So one of the important part to look at for a successful reaction, you have to take care this water molecule. So your water molecule is coming out. So if you can have an option of getting rid of this water molecule from the reaction vessel, okay, something you can add, okay, so that can take care of this water molecule, it can absorb or it can somehow trap it. Okay, you have fruitful forward direction reaction. And then what we do here is generally we need to add some kind of desiccant or molecular shifts. Okay, in most of the cases. Okay, so that and also the desiccant, generally used desiccant you can consider as anhydrous magnesium sulfate or anhydrous sodium sulfate. Okay, and molecular shifts is 4 Armstrong pore size molecular shifts people use. Okay, let me check the time. It's just about to finish within 5 minutes, so I'll relog after a while. I'll just tell you. Let me just finish this slide. So keto form, you have, it can undergo tautomerization, you know. So keto-enol tautomerization. Okay, you have hydrogen here. So you have keto-enol tautomerization. Now this happens in the reaction for certain molecules. Okay, and that can help for the binding of other electrophile. So you have, like, if you have electrophile, so it will react, and ultimately you can have functionality you can impose at the center. Okay, so you are, if you look at, you have E here. Now what type of ketone can undergo? If you have the R2, which are electron withdrawing group. So you will see in our cases synthesis, when we'll do, you'll find that places will be preferring to have this type of electron withdrawing group, which will further help for this enolization reaction. Now remember, enolization reaction never need base, so you have either acidic or neutral condition. Okay, so that is one of the important point. Now you have the enolate, you need the base. Okay, so your base will be abstracting the proton from the alpha position. Okay, and you have enolate formation. Okay, so that enolate is very, very important. You know, similar type of reaction you will be observing. Now sometimes you need enolate, sometimes you need enol. Okay, that depends on what type of keto you are having in the medium. Okay, as your substrate. So nucleophilic reactions, you will have through C. Okay, oxygen can react, but generally CC bond formation is taking place. So your C reacts with the electrophile. Okay, and lastly here you have another category, we call it enol ether, where you have OR. So most of the cases, this R is the silyl ether we use. Okay, so silyl protection you define. Okay, so that type of protection. If you go for Mukhayama aldol condensation, you'll be looking at. Okay, so the silyl protection you'll be looking at. So that also helps in making bond formation. Okay, and if you want, you can have other type of acetal formation or like that. Okay, so these are the different system people use for making bond to another substrate. Okay, so here I am just logging out, we'll relog again. Okay, just you be as it is. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have these few compounds which we call it as intermediate compounds. One of them is imine. You have come to know. You have enol. You have enolate. You have enol ether. Okay. So let us move to another most important one, which is you have enamine. Now, in this case, what you see is you have the keto where you have alpha hydrogen, okay, where you have alpha hydrogen, and it reacts with a 2-degree amine, okay. In that case, so you know 1-degree amine if you use, what it will form? It will form imine only, okay. But if you have 2-degree amine, you will have initial imine formation, and that imine is a cationic, okay. So you have imine where you have a positive charge, so we call it iminium compound, okay. Now this iminium will make the enamine. So you have in, so this is in, okay, and this is amine, so you have enamine, okay. Now this enamine is very, very important. You have, if you look at, it can do reaction in this way. So if you have electrophile, okay, so that means enamine is another way of making CC bond formation, okay. So that's why I have shown here, you have the electrophile is getting added to the alpha position, and interestingly, you can get back to the keto. You just need to add water, okay. So if you add water, you are coming back to the keto, okay. So here you have the keto. So ultimately, from keto alpha position, selectively you can do you can install another group, okay. So in heterocyclic synthesis, we have different connections, right? We have to make different connections between the atoms to make the cycle. So you will come to know today how we can construct the cycle. Enamines, they react readily with the carbon nucleophiles at the carbon center. So that is I told just now. So heterocyclic ring synthesis requires CO and CN. Generally, it's not. So you have CO, CN, CS, that type of, okay, CP, CB. So those are other things, okay, not very common. C up to CS is very common. So these are being formed from this type of intermediate. So you have imine, enamine, acetal, enol, and enol ethers. Okay, these are the different intermediate which is responsible for making the bond, and you can come to know how we are installing, because these all are having electrophilic character. Now the CC bond formation usually we find for enol and enolates and enamine. Okay, so these do responsible for making CC bond, and they are also making responsible for making C heteroatom bond too. Okay, now few more compounds you have to be careful about. That compounds are, we call it as the building block compound. Till so far whatever we have discussed, these are not building block. These we put it in the category of intermediate compound. Building block compound are these one. Okay, so the parent one. So you have the aldehyde ketone, you have acid and its derivative. I'll put like R this one, R prime. So where R prime can be X, halogen, can be ether, can be amide, or it can be anhydride. Okay, those things. So, and then you have the 1,3-diketo. It's a very, very important part, a very, very important substrate, 1,3-diketo, and then 1,3-diketo star. Okay, so beta keto star. Okay, so this is these are the very well used building block molecule in heterocyclic compound synthesis. You have some amine based compound, like you have guanidine, you have amide, you have amidine, you have urea. Okay, so these are the compounds from where you can have nitrogen source. Okay, along with you have some sulfur source where you have the thioaldehyde or keto, so thioketo, thioaldehyde. Okay, ether you have RSH, and here I will put also another where which one is the thiourea. Okay, so these are the general compounds people use to introduce the sulfur atom in the system. Okay, and if you want to make the thioketoraldehyde, you can start from aldehyde, just treat with phosphorus sulfide. Okay, so pentasulfide system. If you treat, you will get the sulfur installation. Okay, so these are the building block compounds, along with some small compounds which are very, very important, always taking part in the reactions and always come out from the sometimes as byproduct. Those are water. We should not forget, we cannot live with water. So water is there. You have NH3, okay, and H2S. So these three are very, very important in terms of heterocyclic chemistry. Okay, so these are your all things. Just grab this one, build your structure. Let us look at how to construct the ring. So ring construction, 5-membered, 6-membered are most important and easier also. Okay, here you have to be careful, you have to be cautious, you have to make the carbon heteroatom bond formation. Okay, and if I try to discuss that part, what type of reactions we have. So your carbonyl plays the role here. Okay, and in general, if I don't take the oxygen, I can put X as the heteroatom. So your X you consider as a heteroatom. Okay, heteroatom, and Y is also another heteroatom. This is also heteroatom. Okay, now you have here 1,2 reaction, right? So your Y, you have any heteroatom means you have lone pair. So it is attacking. This is 1,2 reaction. That's how you can make the carbon heteroatom linkage. Later on, this positive charge can be neutralized. Later on, the bond can break out, or other thing can happen. Okay, so that you will come to know when we'll be discussing. Another important reaction here, the 1,4 addition reaction. Okay, so 1,4 addition. You have the heteroatom here, you have the heteroatom. You have conjugation, okay, and here also you have heteroatom. So your reaction is taking place at this center. So 1,4 addition. So 1,4 addition reaction, that gives also the carbon heteroatom bond formation. Okay. Can anybody tell what name reaction is involved here? 1,4 addition. This is
Michael addition.
This is Michael addition reaction. So you can have, in general case, what we have seen, we are used to see Michael addition means you have carbon-carbon bond formation, right? Your carbon nucleophile is attacking. You have seen in the Grignard reagent or the cuprous, right? Organocuprous lithium reagent, right? So that are well known for 1,4 addition. Here you have heteroatom is actually reacting as 1,4 addition nucleophile. Okay, so we call, if it is oxygen, we call oxa as a oxa-Michael reaction. You have, if nitrogen is reacting as the hetero, we call this aza-Michael reaction. If it is sulfur, we call it thia-Michael reaction. Okay, so these are quite well known. You have XY, all are heteroatoms. Now, while you are suppose done with your ring formation, okay, another important part you have to consider is your compound. Generally, what you look at, all are like aromatic compound, right? So you have to impose the unsaturation. Okay, so unsaturation means you are getting rid of the hydrogen. Okay, so if you have, suppose this as your heterocyclic, you have somehow built, so you have to take care now the unsaturation. So you are getting rid of hydrogen one by one. So you are making this double bond. So dehydrogenation process is one of the important process, but this is not the solo one. Okay, this is one of the process, and you can have like this way. You can make the complete aromatic compound. From here I have shown the 6-member ring. Now, introduction of this unsaturation generally occurs very smoothly because it undergoes, the system undergoes dehydration. So you can have like here in your course of mechanism, you will understand, suppose you will have this situation. So in that case, you have installation of unsaturation due to water molecule is coming out. So dehydration process, it can have halogenation to dehalogenation. Suppose you have here bromide, okay, so it can undergo dehalogenation. Okay, so this can happen. Okay, or from this side also it can happen if you have bromine here, okay, or chlorine or iodine. So mostly the dehydration, okay, and dehydrohalogenation. So you are getting rid of HBr. So dehydrohalogenation process is the process which are responsible for installing the unsaturation. So these are overall summary of your construction via different connections. Okay. Now let me come to the actual approach for constructing the heterocyclic ring. Okay, so what we do is, generally if you have a heterocyclic compound given, we try to move backward, or we call it the disconnection approach, to find out what is your starting material. Okay, in this case we have to consider few important steps. Like the first step is, whatever compound is given, you just consider the saturated cyclic form. Okay, whatever it is, you have to just take that one, make the saturated, first come to its saturated form. Okay, then after coming to saturated form, you consider the suitable disconnection of the bonds to generate the synthon. Now synthon is the phantom intermediate, you can think, okay, from where you can consider the substrate. Okay, so I'll discuss that one, you will understand. So what I'm telling, first you consider the cyclic, whatever heterocycle is given, you make the saturated one. Okay, just assume what is the saturated form of that one. If it is pyrrole, you just make pyrrolidine. Understood? You just consider the pyrrolidine. Then you try to break the bond. Okay, which bond is the suitable one to break? Okay, to find out what is the synthon. If you break the bond, so heterolytically bond cleavage we generally consider here. So if you break the bond, means one center will be positive, another center will be negative. That positive center we call, that is one synthon, and the negative center we call another synthon. Okay, if they are separated completely from each other. Identify the suitable synthetic equivalents from the respective synthon. Okay, so what is the suitable equivalent, synthetic equivalent you can have, which we will ultimately call it as the substrate. Okay, this is, we can call the final substrate. So substrate. Okay, synthon will direct you what could be your substrate. Okay, so these are the three important steps you have to consider. Now let us come to the example. Let us come to the saturated form of one heterocyclic compound. Say suppose this one. Okay, for example, if you consider, let me take one. If you, I'm just giving NH. Okay, so what will be the saturated form? This one. I'm just making it generalization. So your X, I have N in place of N, I'm just taking X. So it is true for oxygen, true for sulfur. Okay, so this is my heterocyclic saturated form. Okay, 5-membered ring. Now, when I am getting the saturated form, I have to come to step 2 to break down the molecule in such a way to have reasonable bond connection to generate the synthon. Now, this molecule have 5 members. So I can break, so 5, how we can divide the 5? 5 I can divide 3 plus 2 and 4 plus 1, right? These are the two options I have to make the 5. So the 3 means 3 atom we can put together, 2 means 2 atom put together. Okay, 4 means 4 atom, 1 means 1 atom. So in this strategy, what I have shown is 3-2 strategy, means 3 atom you take together. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3 you have taken together, and you have 1. Okay, so these 3 atoms, this one. So if I do that one, I have to break this bond and this bond. Okay, now first let us consider breaking of this bond. If I break this bond, you have 2 center here and here, X. Okay, now this bond, if it is, if we consider, suppose it is broken in heterolytically, so what center I can take as positive, what center I can take positive? Any bond, if you break it, okay, Rx, if you break it, what you will have? You have R positive, X negative, right? If your X is heteroatom, right? Heteroatom is more electron withdrawing than the carbon, you have more electronegativity. So what I have to take here, X I have to consider as negative, right? Always. I cannot take X as positive, right? So this is fixed already. So it's very easy. I have to take this carbon as positive center. So that I have taken here. Now this upper case, since there is no differences in electronegativity, both are carbon. So what I have to do, in one shot, I have to take this as positive, this as negative, right? That is here, this is positive, this is negative. In another option, I can have just the opposite. Okay, if you look at here X and this is fixed. Okay, both are same. Here this case, if this is negative, this is positive. Okay, now this we call it as synthon. Okay, so these are synthon. Now I have to come up with the synthetic equivalent. What could be my synthetic equivalent with respect to this one? That will be your substrate. Okay, sorry. Can you see the slide? No.
Yes, sir.
Can see?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Let me. Okay, so your synthon, you got it. Now what we have to do, you have to find out what is the synthetic equivalent based on this. What should be the synthetic equivalent of this one? What could be the synthetic equivalent of this? What could be the synthetic equivalent of this? If you can solve that one, then your job is done. So that will be your starting material. Okay, that I'll come after a while. So you have another, I'll show the 3-3 strategy of 6-membered ring. So 6-membered means you can have 6 means what else you can have, you tell me. So you can have 5 plus 1, right? You can have 4 plus 2, you can have 3 plus 3. Okay, here I'm just showing you only 3 plus 3. So if I do 3 plus 3, first option will be I have to count from x, because that nearby bond I have to break. Okay, that is the best one, because that is already your electron is partially moving here and there. So you have oxygen, x is having more electron density. So you have 1, 2, 3. Okay, if you consider this as your 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have to break this one and this one. This is, if I break, what I have to do, x is negative, this is positive. Okay, and this is, I have both options. So that is there. So you have x negative, this is positive, this is negative, this is positive. Okay, and you can have just the opposite also, x negative, this is positive, but here you have positive, this is negative. Did you get this point? Do you anybody has any difficulty till so far?
No, sir.
Yeah, it's clear, right? So
Yes, sir.
now these are synthons. So let us consider what could be the synthetic equivalent. Okay, so we know the synthons. Now you have to come up with synthetic equivalent. Now the first point is the synthon means what you are having this charge like negative, positive. These are not actually truly you are making. Okay, this is helping you to search for your suitable synthetic equivalent. That means where you are taking the negative charge, that negative charge you have to think the negative charge is stabilized there. Okay, where you are taking the positive charge, that means that center can act as nucleophile. Okay, I mean not nucleophile, this is the electrophile, means you have a positive charge there. Okay, say suppose this one. So your x, for consideration, x is nitrogen. Okay, so if you have x nitrogen, that means you can just put hydrogen there to make it neutral. Okay, understood? So that means this nitrogen you have lone pair that can act as nucleophile, means you have, this is what is the job of this, to act as nucleophile, right? So this NH2 is the replacement of this X minus. If you have oxygen, it will be OH. If you have sulfur, it will be SH. Understood? Is it clear? Clear to you?
No, sir.
Not getting. What I'm telling is this charge, okay, this negative charge, this is not truly charged. This is you have assumed, right, in your approach. Okay, since X is there, you have logically tried the bond, and if you break the bond heterolytically, your X definitely will take the electron, right? So your X is negative. Now if you have negative X, your X is heteroatom. That means this particular center can act as nucleophile. This is the concept. Your center is nucleophile. Okay, so nucleophile means you have electron rich center. Okay, so what I'm telling is this you immediately convert into neutral form, just add H. Okay, just add H to get the neutral form. So if you add H to N, you will have NH2. The neutral form is NH2, right? If you have oxygen as negative, the OH is the neutral form. Okay, if you have oxygen there, O minus, so you have OH. If you have sulfur, you have SH. Okay, that means these are the centers that can act as nucleophile and can leave the H plus. Did you get my point? So if suppose you have ROH, okay, it is reacting with carbonyl carbon center. Okay, what you have? You are reacting, ultimately you have a positive charge here, and then H is removing. What ultimately you are telling? Your O minus suppose is reacting to this center. Understood? But this is not O minus, this is actually OH. O minus, what you are thinking, this is you have assumed through the backward way movement, retrosynthetic way. So you are disconnecting the bond to find out where you will have more electron density, where you will have less electron density. Okay, did you get the point now?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now you have this center is negative. That means this center can act as nucleophile too. Yes or no? This is negative means what? This is act as nucleophile. Okay.
Nucleophile.
Now if I add H plus here, can I generate a negative charge there easily? Suppose you have this one. Okay, NH2. This is negative. Suppose I have CH3 now. Okay. This CH3, can it act as nucleophile? Answer is no. Yes or no? Because this center, you cannot generate negative charge easily. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's why if you look at what is done is, if you have alpha heteroatom, you can just make a double bond. Okay. Why? Because this center has to react as nucleophile, and since you have the alpha carbon attached to that is a heteroatom, so this can act like this. Okay, ultimately your electron is coming from here, so this center is now acting as nucleophile. Did you get the point? Okay, this center is now acting as nucleophile, so it can attack to the carbonyl center. Okay, which is electron seeking. Okay, did you get it? So in heteroatom, if you have a negative charge, that you just quench with hydrogen, make just XH. Okay, but if you have carbon negative charge, and that carbon is negative charge is not stabilized. Okay, this negative charge is not stabilized. Do you have any stabilization here? No. So there, what you do, just make a double bond. Okay, that double bond will behave as nucleophile because you have the heteroatom lone pair, so that will fall and this will come and attack to the electrophile. Okay, so this is the way we generate the synthon. Okay, now you come here. So you have X minus, this is plus. Okay, what we are doing is, as I told, you have X minus, so it will be NH2 or OH or SH. Your carbon center, you have a positive charge. Just a minute, I have a call. Do you have any class right now?
No, sir.
Just let me prolong few minutes more. So what you have a positive charge. Now how you can have a positive charge here? You just consider one carbonyl carbon. Understood? Because carbonyl carbon means this carbon is electron deficient. Okay, so this center can act as electrophile. So it can invite the electrons. Okay, it can invite the nucleophile. Okay, so electron rich species can attack at this center. Okay, that means this center act as positive charge. So what I am telling, if you have a positive charge, you can consider two things. One is you just introduce one double bond O, or you can introduce one X. Okay, now this X, where you will introduce X means halogen. Okay, a single bond halogen. That center also can act as electrophile too. Okay, so where that you will introduce and where this will introduce. Okay, this X we generally introduce at the alpha 2 carbonyl. Suppose you have a carbonyl center, and the carbonyl center here you have a positive charge. Okay, can you have a stability of this positive charge due to this carbonyl? No, right? It will destabilize. So in this case, we don't generally take like this. Understood? Okay, in this case we take generally like this halogen. Okay, getting? So this is
Yes, sir.
very straightforward. You just need to apply your sense, you can understand. Okay. Now this positive, here I have given double bond O. Now both side positive, you can have diketo. So 1,3 diketo I have already told, right? Positive, both side 1,3 position positive. You just close your eyes and just put double bond O. Okay. So you will get the corresponding compound. Okay, diketo compound. Similarly, you have this one. So one positive, one negative. What you can do, positive side you put a keto, and if you put keto, automatically you have the alpha position negative stabilized, so don't need to bother. Understood? Getting? So keto alpha position is negative stabilized. Okay, this is positive, this negative stabilized. So that's 1, 2 position. So that you can consider as alpha hydrogen having keto group. So you have both positive. As I told, you cannot take both carbonyl. Generally, we don't take. You take one positive, one carbonyl, another halogen. Okay. So this is, and you have this one is the example, the first one. This is it can like attack. So this center can act as negative. Okay, del negative. So this way you can find out what could be your synthetic equivalent. Okay. These are different synthetic equivalents and their reactivity I have shown to the bond connection. Now, 1/4 strategy, I'll quickly go within 5 minutes, you just need to understand. So suppose this is your molecule, okay? What I have to do at the first stage? Make it saturated, got it? Then what I have to do? Bond connection. So what I have taken? 1,4 connection bond. So where I'll break the bond, I can take nitrogen as 1 and others as 4, okay? Together. So I have to break this bond, okay? So one bond breaking, you will have both the cases, nitrogen will have the negative charge, okay? 2 negative, 2 positive. Now 2 positive, 1/4 far away, so I can take both carbonyl, okay? And nitrogen I am just taking as amine, okay? Now this is a big molecule, so I can again break it. So what I can do, I can just break it from here. If I break it, 1 positive, 1 negative. Okay, let me show you. If I cut it here, so you can have 1 positive, 1 negative. So 1, 2 position positive, this is already del positive. So 1, 2 position positive, what I have to take here? Halogen, right? And this is negative, I don't need to bother, this is already stabilized, I just need to put hydrogen there. Okay, so this is halogen, this is hydrogen. Okay, so these two will react to generate this one, and then this will react with this one to generate ultimately via these two this. So your job for next class, I mean next day, I need to see your job is to do the synthesis. Okay, what you do, take this as your starting material, these two, use suitable reagent to generate this 1,4 diketo. Then 1,4 diketo you react with ammonia to build this structure, okay, with proper mechanism. Understood? This you will try. Okay, so next class we'll be discussing further other molecule and how you can progress. Okay, if you have any queries within few minutes, quickly. Anybody, any queries?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, that NH3 ammonia you have written, that NH3
Yes.
can be any other amine also.
You don't have here any substituents, right? You don't have any substituents. Any R is there. You have just hydrogen. So that means you have NH with two negative. So negative charge for heteroatom. What I told you, just put hydrogen to neutralize. Understood?
Yes, yes.
So that's why you are getting NH3.
NH3,
If you have here NR, suppose, okay, one methyl is there, then what will be? It will be N methyl 2 negative. So 2 negative, you put 2 hydrogen, it will be methylamine. Understood?
yes, sir. Yes.
So what you do, you practice, you just go through, I'll post it, you'll go through and you try to do the synthetic route based on this synthol or a synthetic equivalent. Okay, so first you react these two with proper reagent, means you need base to generate negative, then this will attack here, so your connections, right, to get this one. Then this you react with this one, make the mechanism to build up this 4 substituted pyrrole. Okay, are you getting? So that you will do. We'll meet in the next class then. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you
Okay,
for
sir.
joining today's class. We'll be meeting next day. So I'm closing here.